Hello. Okay. Yes, perfect. Okay, wow. First one up. So I've got a lot of awesome things I'd like to talk about. What is music to non-physical or to the world? Why is it so powerful?
Well, what a wonderful question to begin with, because it speaks to everything we just said. It's vibration that's turned to a thought in the mind of the composer or the lyricist, and then it turned to a thing that others could experience. It's vibration actualized. And so that one subject represents everything that we just said. We could have had a much shorter program.
Now, when I write music, I love to write sort of about hope, or from that perspective. Does that come through when people listen to it? Is that part of it, or is it just something different for them?
Well, it comes through, of course, but here's the question. Let's say that you are really in alignment as it's flowing through you. And when you are in alignment, that's when your best stuff flows. And you know it, you know the difference. So when wonderful lyrics and music have flowed through, and you have manifested it so that others can hear, what they hear has only to do with where they are in relationship to the vibration of your music. It's not about your music. That's why there are a lot of people that have decided that the bigger crowd is in the lower vibration. And so they offer lower vibrations because it finds resonance with more numbers. But you have to decide, are you playing to the crowd, or are you creating something that resonates with you and attracting a crowd upward to where they belong?
Yeah. I like that. That's how I kind of feel about it, because when I write something, it has to ring my bell.
If it doesn't ring your bell, then it doesn't turn out well.
Yes.
You may have that lyric.
Something different that I wanted to ask is, you always say you take yourself with you wherever you go. So if you try to run away from something, it's kind of like it's a moot point, because you just go back.
Because you are at all times emanating a vibration. And it's a vibration that you've practiced yourself into, either by deliberate intent or by observation or reaction to what's going on around you. So your point of attraction really belongs to you. So if you're standing in a place and your point of attraction isn't pleasing you, so you take yourself someplace else, your point of attraction is not going to please you there either. Although there are some environments that are a little more conducive to you feeling better. So we're not saying that it doesn't feel better to be in some places than others. In other words, we don't want to get that extreme about it. But a common question is, I'm in the middle of this work relationship or this personal relationship, and I'm really not happy here. Should I quit, or should I leave and go someplace else? And we say, yeah, but you're going to take yourself with you. So you better get out of town too. And out of this nation and off this planet, and now we're not quite sure where to send you, because your point of attraction is everything. So we would stay right where we are and do something about improving our point of attraction, and it may very well be that your path of least resistance will lead you to another place. But you want to find the vibrational alignment and then feel the inspiration to move or leave or go, rather than taking the action and then trying to find the inspiration. It works so much better if you clean up your vibration first and then.
Okay, that's more clear for me.
Yeah.
I get that. Leaving from a place of feeling good, knowing,
Because if you leave from a place of feeling good, you'll show up in a new place that feels good too. But if you leave from a place of feeling bad, the next place, no matter how lovely it is, will feel bad to you too. Just pay attention to your point of attraction. You can clean up your point of attraction really fast, much faster than packing.
And when we deal with people that
the word deal is a little telling.
Yes. When we're trying to, let's say, find the best out of somebody that we don't see it so clearly.
Yes?
What is the best way to do that?
Look somewhere else. And practice the momentum of that until you've moved to a new vibrational place. And then when you look back at that person, they will look different to you because your point of attraction, even in this one thing, has changed. Do you understand how that was the same question as the question before? You take yourself with you to every person you talk to. Everybody I know is ornery. Probably politics' fault.
Okay, another question that might be different is...
Usually not. They're usually all the same thing.
Yeah, it might be the same thing. It might be.
Because they're all coming from your point of attraction. It's all right.
I love, I've been flying drones, and I love the idea you put on goggles and you sort of escape. And you're flying. And you always say we would never want to leave this physical body.
If you knew how much you wanted to be in it, you wouldn't be trying so hard to get out of it.
But it's so much fun.
Well, then, if it's fun, if you're having a good time, that's the first indicator that you are in alignment with who you are. So you have allowed yourself a new identity in which you feel freer. That's what that's about.
Interesting.
But you can't live in that environment all the time.
What do you mean?
We mean you got to take the goggles off every now and again and go get something to eat.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I love eating too. Got no problem there.
So, again, it's a little bit of escape, isn't it?
Yes.
It's that same thing as running away from reality a bit. But here's another example of that, very briefly. We've offered this story many times. Jerry and Esther met a woman who was teaching language. And Jerry commented on how he knew a little boy that he'd met in the circus who went from tent to tent to tent to tent, this very young boy. And he learned several different languages in this 2 years that they were all moving around together. It was so easy. He just picked them up so easily. And every tent he went to, the acrobat spoke one language and the clown spoke another language and the trapeze artist spoke another language. And this little boy at the end of that tour knew all of those languages and could speak fluently with all of those people. So Jerry's asking this woman, why is it more difficult for adults to learn languages than children? And she talked about how they get locked into what they believe about themselves. And so she said, we do something different at our school. When you enter, we give you a new identity. We never call you by your real name. We assign you another name. We assign you another place of birth. We assign you another place of residence. We assign you another occupation. And you present yourself to the other students as this new person. And the first week, we just spend indoctrinating you to your new personality. And then you learn language much faster. Because in finding the new you, you leave a lot of your own inhibitions about your ability to learn behind. So it's the same sort of thing. The drone may be the new version of this. What we are teaching, rather than either of those things, because we don't really think that you need to assign yourself a new identity, but we can certainly see the value of it in this application. Or we don't think that you need to be in a world of virtual reality where you are looking at something other than where you are standing. But if you will accept that this is a vibrational universe, and you would begin looking at it, meaning feeling for it emotionally, vibrationally, so that you are tuning yourself more deliberately rather than by default, which just means reacting to what's going on, then you will accomplish a new point of view, which is what you're talking about. That's just a new, refreshing point of view. That's why you like it so much. And that new point of view brings different things to, not only brings different things to you, but you're able to see the different things that it is bringing. Yeah.
So, do you have any questions for me?
We are wanting to acknowledge the brilliance of ourselves, that we were able to reach into this crowd and find the perfect beginning point.